Now the hustle and bustle of Indianapolis here in the month of May from a swimming perspective. The speed rolling on at IU Natatorium. This is Deck Pass Live presented by Xfinity as we wrap up the TYR Pro Swim Series event here in Indianapolis. Rowdy Gaines, name on the wall here from the Olympians that found their way to U.S. national teams and Olympic teams here at the IU Natatorium. Rowdy did that here, trials back in 1984. Who's going to get their name on the U.S. roster coming in this summer here for Tokyo? We'll find out. Jason Knapp, Rowdy Gaines, and Phoebe Bacon would love to add her name into the mix, who's joining us. Welcome after a high-quality meet for you. The great race with Regan Smith last night, winning the 200 back. Runner-up to her tonight in the 100 back, but another great time for you. What's your takeaway and first thought here from this week in Indy?
Well, first, thank you for having me. And then this meet was just a learning experience, and I came in here and I learned a lot about my 200 and patterning out that swim, and then the 100 as well. So I'm happy I came and raced.
Obviously, having Regan there right next to you, talked about it last night to us when we were talking to you in the interview. You said, hey, having her next to me really helps my race even more so. And you're going to have that again in Omaha, right?
Yep.
You're going to have her pushing you and you pushing her, and you could take, and a bunch of others in that race. That 200 back and the 100 back is just crazy fast,
They're both
isn't it?
so filled, yeah.
It's unbelievable. And I was talking about the 100 back tonight, and Phoebe, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but 59 flat was what made the Olympic team 5 years ago, right? That Olivia Smoliga won in 59 flat. It may take under 59 just to get into the final. That's how fast your race is.
It's getting really fast, not only in the U.S. level, but if you've seen what some of the other women have been putting up times, it's pretty incredible. It's how fast it's getting.
Is there a point in your career where you said, you know, I belong with these women. I belong to be here. Was it the Junior Pan Pacs in 18 where you won gold there? Was Pan Ams when you won gold there in 19? Was it before that? When was the light switch that just came on and said, boy, this is, I'm a little further removed from MCLS. What is it called? The league
MCSL.
MCSL, you know, in the Potomac Valley. When was that light switch that came on?
I think it really came, I think it was the 2018 Nationals in Irvine.
Right.
When my prelims swim, I think I was 59.0 in prelims, and I went in, I think, second seed in finals, and like prior to that race, I think I was ranked, like 10th or 8th. Like I was way down there.
Right.
I was just at this meet to like try and really bring myself up, and my prelim swim like was one of my best races for my 100 back that I've ever had, and it kind of put me into that window of I can race Olivia Smoliga, like I can race
flat will do it to you, right?
Kathleen Baker, like it put me there, and it just fueled the fire.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at tonight's race here in what we saw in the 100 back with you and Regan kind of dueling again. Give you another look at this and have your perspective as we roll on through it.
Yeah, gosh, I haven't gotten to see it yet.
Well, it's good. You can do a little training here and video review on the fly with us.
Yep.
You're right there in that white cap, 3 from the bottom, lane 6. What do you think about the turn itself?
I was happy with the turn. I could have been a little bit farther away, which would have been nicer, but one of my better turns at least.
And your confidence comes in the back half of the race, doesn't it?
Yes, I would say.
What goes through your mind the last 5 meters of a race like this?
Usually it's like when I start to feel myself sink a little bit because my legs are getting tired, like I'm at the end of the race, I just have to tempo up, but still hold water, which like is a balance for me. I know sometimes I'll tempo up and lose all the feel that I have. So it's that last 15 meters into the wall that I just have to really hammer down, keep my tempo up, but not slip.
You've been talking all the time. We've chatted with you about racing Regan all the time and how much fun it is. Do you remember the first time you guys raced one another?
Gosh, I do not remember the first time, no.
But certainly that has kind of built for you guys. But having kind of a contemporary, similar age group that you've raced a lot, as you come to this upper echelon, now you're chasing an Olympic team spot, does that make it easier a little bit for you to have someone that you've competed against and been on par with a lot to kind of take you through to kind of get to that next level and get to Tokyo?
Yeah, I would say now that I've fully like kind of met her and really gotten to know her over the past few years, just like racing her every time it's fun because we enjoy racing each other. We love seeing each other at the meets, but I know I have it in my head, and I bet she has it too. We also have this little switch that's like, it's go time when it comes down to right behind the blocks, and we're ready to go.
What's life like for you outside of swimming? You're at Wisconsin now. You had a great year winning the 200 back there. What's life outside the pool? Is it toward the days of back at Potomac Valley and go have those parties and play sharks and minnows, or have we moved on from that?
I would say we've moved on from that. I now hang out a lot with the whole Wisconsin team. A lot with the freshmen, of course, just from living in the dorms. We're with them all the time. And
how's dorm life?
I made it through it.
That's a long story, right?
Yeah. It wasn't terrible, but I am happy I am done with it. Moving on to an apartment with my own room, my kitchen.
Oh, nice, right?
Yeah. But
you like to cook?
I love cooking.
Oh.
Yeah, that is one of my probably favorite things to do outside of swimming.
Is there a favorite meal or dish or something like you like to make?
Not
anything.
Really. Anything. I'll just about try anything as well. Try it once.
Very nice.
Cooking's a big thing I like to do outside of swimming. It's fun. It's not like to me it's not hard.
You know what? I have to ask you one quick question. You had the experience of swimming at trials 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
As a 14-year-old, I think? No.
I was 13.
13-year-old. We asked Kate this last night. We said, having that experience, I think she was 14. Is that going to help you now going back to Omaha and experiencing what that meet is all about?
I think so. I think it was an extreme help going that young because as my coach at the time, Ian Rowe, his one goal in mind for me going to this meet was just, you can swim how you want to swim, but I want you to take it all in. I want you to watch the other swimmers, like watch what Michael's doing, watch what Katie's, watch these swimmers, see how they're reacting, see how they're
carrying themselves.
Carrying themselves, and because he was like, this will be you in 4 years, but now 5.
Did anything stick with you from watching any of those stars that you've kind of carried with you from that to now? I think the big one was they all looked like they were enjoying their time there. Yes, it's an extremely high stress situation, but the ones that you saw after their races, before their races, in the dining halls and all, they were having fun. They were talking with everybody, and they were enjoying their time there. And I think that'll be really important for me.
Hey, congrats on everything here, and good luck. Have fun. You're going to have a great time in Omaha. You're going to have a great time.
I'm excited.
Experience of a lifetime.
Our thanks to Phoebe Bacon for joining us. She and everybody else now focused in on the trials, which are coming real soon in Omaha.
It's such a big production. It was the coolest thing I had ever seen. My first race, I remember walking out and I was just scared.
It's the greatest spectacle in swimming.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so much fun.
Trials is really the intense meet. I mean, the ready room at trials doesn't get any more intense than that. The ground was shaking. Everyone was so excited, and you just hear this roar. You felt like a gladiator walking out into a coliseum. It is the most nerve-wracking meet I've ever been to. I mean, I've been to 2 Olympic Games, but the trials. Anyone in the top 8 could be a medalist and a finalist in the Olympic Games.
At least at the Olympics, third place means something. At trials, nope, only first and second matter.
The competition is why we're so great, but at the same time is the scariest meet you've ever been to.
Oh, it's coming fast and furious here. The 2 waves broken into COVID safety reasons. Those first group of swimmers, about 800 or so, with the top 2 from wave 1 advancing to wave 2 with the 600 or so top-seeded swimmers in every event. Rowdy, going to be fascinating to see how it plays out. Some final takeaways here from this week, and I guess you have to start with Michael Andrew, who had another race victory here tonight. Some convincing victories in all 3 events that he took away.
You really do. We said it last night, and we don't want to beat a dead horse and become cliche-ish in all of this, but it is Michael Andrews' week, no doubt about it. And when you throw those times in, and considering what they are in the world scene as of now, Jason, and we talked about, well, he ranked 4th in the world, he was ranked 3rd in the world, or whatever, but you have to remember all those times ahead of him, and the same thing goes for a Reagan Smith or a Phoebe Bacon. They're 3rd and 4th in the 200 back. All of those times thus far are Olympic trials for those respective countries, except for Australia. They have yet to have their trials, but most of those countries ahead of the United States have already been through that high-pressure situation of the trials. So I think that is really going to help them mentally anyway, emotionally heading into the trials, which is just going to be a crazy meet.
And our guest last night, Kate Douglas, looking really strong here in the 50 free. And again, we had a lot of athletes that maybe weren't in the conversation with their times at the start of this meet, have put themselves in the conversation now for Omaha.
And I would put Michael in that conversation. I mean, yes, we thought, well, maybe he's got an outside shot in the 100 breast, outside shot maybe in the 50 frees, because we haven't really seen that from him in the last 2 or 3 years. But you're so right on, Jason, in the fact there are 4 or 5 other swimmers in that mix where coming into this meet, we thought outside shot. Phoebe Bacon. I mean, she is without a doubt a contender, a serious contender to make the Olympic team. No doubt about it.
It's going to be so intriguing how it plays out in both waves. So many stories kind of come out of nowhere. It's one of the great things we love about this time of the year in an Olympic year, where the expected happens for some and then the unexpected happens, and it's why we love to tell stories and watch.
I love this sport, man. I really do. And I think, Jason, you've grown to love it here over the last 5 or 10 years, being together in the booth so many times and seeing the great stories. And I think that's what we'll see so much of at the Olympic trials. Yeah, we're going to talk about the clock and the splits and on the technique and strategy and all that. But at the end of the day, it's about these great stories these athletes have, and that they're the real emotions they feel both in the water and out of the water. And we're going to explore that a lot with NBC, obviously, and the Olympic trials and the Olympic Games. I'm so looking forward to it. I was trying, while you were sitting there talking to me, I'm sitting there trying to count how many Olympic trials have I been to. I've been to everyone since 1980, so a few. I can't do the math in my head, talking to you like this.
Were they all in color?
My kids tease me about that, by the way. They go, "Oh wow, Dad, your race is in color. It's not in black and white. How did that happen?"
Well, it'll be live and in color in Omaha, and hope to see you there as we get closer to those U.S. Olympic trials coming to Nebraska in a short time. That'll do it for us from Indianapolis. For Rowdy Gaines and our entire crew, this is Jason App saying so long. Thanks for watching Deck Pass Live, presented by Xfinity. Next time we fire this thing up, it'll be from Omaha. See you then.